Hello, I am coming to you from the flight deck of the Milano right outside the planet Kiln. There it is, it's right there. And in this video, we are talking about Ultimus 7. We're talking about the characters and the T4s that you need in order to get through difficulty 5 of Ultimus 7. 60% on a daily basis without using health packs or anything like that. So guys, if you're ready for it, the characters, the T4s, find that like button and you know what to do. Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. What is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin and welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel. In this video, we are talking all about Ultimus 7, guys, talking about the characters and the T4s to help get you through this at a 60% rate on a daily basis with a minimal amount of investment. Now, kind of like the DD3 guide from last week, there are a lot of legendary characters, a lot of end game characters on this list, but Ultimus 7 is, especially at difficulty 5, is meant as the most end-game raid possible in the game. So yeah, it kind of is what it is, guys. But hopefully, if you don't have these characters, you can start to work on these characters in anticipation for when your alliance is ready for Ultimus 7 difficulty 5, and yes, work on these characters. And there's a lot of overlap with some of the things that we did for Ultimus for Dark Dimension 3 last week. So let's go check out the teams, then we'll go check out the characters. All right, guys, so here are the teams, and this is my main team right here. Normally I use this team for nodes with a lot of hero controllers because of that Ebony Maw, and this is kind of the backup team for some of these others. Now, we're not going all the way, we're only going to 60%, so I'm not sure what you need to get all the way to 100% and those last few mini bosses, but this gets me to at least 60% on a daily basis, or it helps me get my alliance to 60% on a daily basis. The team of Minerva, Ebony Maw, Thanos, Black Bolt, Ultron, and then for the backups, it's two of the symbiotes with Darth, Spidey, and Carnage, and we got two of the Inhumans with Yo-Yo and Black Bolt. So I don't like that there's overlap here, and then Shuri right there. But the good thing is there's a lot of other characters like Scientist Supreme, like Hela, Invisible Woman, Venom that we could sub in for some of these teams in case someone like a Minerva dies or a Shuri dies, and they tend to die a lot because I haven't built them up as much as I have the rest of them. So let's go check out the characters and we'll talk about the T4s. All right, guys, so first character I want to talk about is this guy right here, Ebony Maw. And just like for Dark Dimension 3, I am recommending his special as his best move. Now, unlike Dark Dimension 3, I think his ultimate gains a little more importance because normally when I'm having Ebony Maw on the field, Thanos is on the field. That means there's two Black Order or Thanos members, which means extra speed for the team, extra speed, less speed for the enemy. So this helps with the ultimate. So the ultimate gets bumped up a little. Obviously, if you're going full Black Order in Ultimus 7, this gains a lot more importance. Now, the basic I did just kind of as a luxury pick because I'm using him a lot. And any of these characters, some of these luxury T4s, if you're using them a lot, you might want to invest them in just because of the usage. So let's move on to the next character. And this one is Thanos. So if you're using full Black Order team, make sure you check out the video that I did with OMG on my roster and all the T4s that I put into the Black Order, because that is what I recommend for a full Black Order team. But if you're just using Thanos for Ultimus 7 and a non-full Black Order team, only one I'm recommending right now is his passive. The rest of these don't do too much if you're using the non-empowered Thanos. Next character is Black Bolt, one of the best characters in the game. His passive is going to be one of the most important moves for him. His ultimate also very, very good, but his basic, especially if you're using him with just him and Yo-Yo, his basic gains a lot more importance for clearing those buffs. So all three of these I think are very, very important. So the passive, the ultimate, and the basic. The special is a little more of a luxury pick. So if you're using him a lot and can justify it based on his usage, then yeah, do the special. But if you're just looking at what you need for Ultimus 7, I don't think it's benefited me a lot in just Ultimus 7. Next character I want to talk about is Ultron, because even though he's lost a little bit of power through that Red Star rework, still one of the best characters in the game, and I would still recommend all of these T4s. Now, maybe the basic, you can make the argument at this point, is more of a luxury pick, but if you're still getting a lot of use out of him, then yes, I think you can justify it. But all three of these are very, very important, the special, the ultimate, and the passive right here. The best of the bunch is obviously going to be this special, being able to summon more Ultron bots. So definitely do this one first, and then you could do either of these in either order, but whatever you want is fine. All right, next character I want to talk about, just another character from Dark Dimension 3, Minerva. And just like Dark Dimension 3, I don't recommend any T4s, but you still could make the argument for this passive right here, especially if you're pairing her with Ultron a lot, pairing her with Greg and those Hellas a lot, or the Hela and the Gregs a lot. Can be very, very good. So might want to do this one, but in my mind still remains a big luxury pick. Let's move on and talk about our boy Symbiote Spider-Man. And yeah, I think you got to do all of these T4s and makes him a much better character. I think the best of the bunch is going to be his passive, then his basic, and then his ultimate. After that, you can stop, but if you're using him a lot, just like the rest of these optional ones, his special is very, very good as well. So this is a T4 heavy character, but it is well worth the investment, guys. Next character is his partner in crime, Carnage. You definitely want to do this passive if you're running any kind of symbiote team whatsoever. Filling that speed bar by an extra 10% makes a huge difference. And then if you want to do this basic as more of a luxury pick, then I think it does justify a luxury pick if you're using him a lot, but I'm not. I don't know. I may end up doing this one later, but yes, it's pretty much a luxury pick in my mind. Shuri is another character that is on that backup team, and big ones here are going to be her ultimate for her extra healing, and another luxury pick. If you're using her a lot, you can justify it, especially in the Wakanda's team where it gets the most benefit, this passive. If you're not, you're getting some benefit to the team by having her faster and getting her some benefits. But yeah, I think that one still remains a luxury pick in my mind. Yo-Yo's got a few though. Yo-Yo's got an awesome basic, got an awesome passive. This passive gives her more focus, which gives her a higher chance of inflicting those offense down. This basic makes sure that she's always going to call Black Bolt if you're pairing her with just Black Bolt on that Inhumans team. So very, very good. The special though, don't do this one. I thought it would do more damage. Her damage numbers, her base damage numbers do not justify this. So do not do this special. That was a big mistake looking back on that one. All right, next character. Let's start moving into some of these backup characters that do rotate into some of my primary teams as well. Scientist Supreme is still part of the rotation. Special is very, very important. On paper, doesn't look that good. Instead of flipping 3 negative effects, you're flipping 4. On paper, doesn't seem that good, but it is very good. Trust me, it made a big difference in Ultimus 7 previously, before we got all this difficulty selectors. And next character is Hela. Her ultimate is still the top pick, but now instead of like Dark Dimension 3, now I am recommending her special. You're getting a lot more use out of applying Disruptor for 2 turns in Ultimus 7 than you are in Dark Dimension 3. So now I'm recommending her special. Her passive is still a luxury pick. I just don't think it does enough outside of that Asgardian team. But if you do use Hela in a full Asgardian team in Ultimus 7, then yes, obviously do that passive as well for her. Invisible Woman is a great backup character because of this special, clearing debuffs off your allies. Getting her to clear it off of all allies instead of 3 is very, very important. So I think this is the best of the bunch, but you also want to look at her ultimate. Very, very good. Offense down for 2 turns instead of 1. Actually, for all allies instead of just 3 random allies. So that's very important. The passive is more if you're using her on a Fantastic Four team. Helps her out a little bit, but I don't know if it really justifies even as a backup thing, unless you're using Fantastic Four a lot. Venom is another character. I haven't done any T4s, but the best of the bunch here is going to be his special. But I use Venom a lot. That is one that I'm considering for one of my next T4s. Sinister is another character. I don't use him a lot, but the best that you want to do right here out of his T4s is this ultimate right here. This passive was important way back in the day when his ultimate worked a little different. So you can still do that if you want to help him out a little, especially in a Marauders team. But the ultimate is the one you want to go for. Sinister. Magneto, another character that people take into Dark Dimension 3 a lot. The special is the best of the bunch for him, but his passive, very, very effective on a full Brotherhood team, but just the stat boost just for Magneto, I think makes it worthy of a pick. So special and passive for Magneto. Captain Marvel, a character that I don't use a lot, even as a backup character, but she's got a bunch of good T4s right here. Her special, her ultimate, and her passive, all very, very good. I think her basic is a very luxury pick. I don't use her enough to justify that, but if you do, that is one that you might want to consider. And then we got to look at the X-Men, because I don't use X-Men in a random team. I use X-Men as a full team, use them as a sacrifice team. And same T4 recommendations for Phoenix, her passive, her ultimate, her special less important for this game mode as Dark Dimension 3, but I still recommend T4ing all three of those, and her basic remains a luxury pick. Storm is another good character. You got her basic that becomes a lot more important in Ultimus 7 than it does in any other game mode, or I guess maybe if you're charging her in other raids, but very, very important for her basic to be able to charge, be able to hold 20 charges instead of 15. So on a full X-Men team, even outside of a full X-Men team, if you're running that Storm charger up strategy, very, very good. Beast obviously becomes very important if you're just to make Storm a little better and get those charges a little faster. Her passive is also important, giving more assist as well. Colossus, same T4s as the Dark Dimension 3 recommendations, guys. The basic, passive, ultimate, all three of those important. You can do all of those. And then Cyclops, he's got a passive that is very important. And then his ultimate is a good one as well. I think that's a little more of a luxury pick because of the high cooldowns, but once that thing goes off, guys, that is doing a lot of damage. So that is one that you might want to consider as well. And that is it, guys. Those are the characters that I'm recommending for Ultimus 7 difficulty 5. And those are the T4s. Did I leave anybody off? I'm sure there's a lot of different combinations out there, a lot of different teams out there. I'm sure I left a few people off, but who are the most egregious and what are the most egregious T4s that I left off this list, guys? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and do all that normal stuff, guys. Subscribe, like, smash the notification bell. Check out some of the sponsors, BlueStacks, Worldwide Nutrition, and give me a Hulk fist bump before you go. ValleyFlyin, out.